9:41 now, moving forward together. And speaking of moving, May is National Moving Month. And with the ongoing pandemic, it's important for people to know what they can do to make sure they stay safe while moving to their new home. Joining us via Zoom to talk more about this, Jacksonville's two men and a truck partner, Pete Ruffing. Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Glad to be here.
Tell me, how has this pandemic impacted this busy season?
Well, it's been unique. People that didn't want to move, but they still have to move, owned it. So the people that still needed to move because of needing to be closed or a lease being up or moving out of state, those people still needed to move. But we did have a group of people that just wanted to reschedule. And what they have to be aware of, and probably the biggest hiccup is when you get into busy season, we're supposed to be done in March and April. They need to call and get their time, because the people in June, July, when the kids are out of school, typically, you still want to be able to make sure, first and foremost, you have a spot and you have a truck ready to do the move when you're ready to go.
Yeah. And, we should mention, you don't just move people around along the First Coast, but you actually move people from in and out of the First Coast to other states. And I'm sure that might get a little murky, especially if you're moving from areas such as Connecticut, New Jersey, New York, or Louisiana, deemed hotspots, to come to places like Florida.
Absolutely. We're fortunate just because of our governor and the great job he's done leaving Florida, and we really don't have any restrictions. Our restrictions might come when we get to a high rise in Chicago, for instance, and that building might have specific restrictions on how they want us to handle the move once we get there. Some of those other movers coming from the East Coast down there, yeah, a few more hurdles that they have to jump through. But we've been very fortunate when we've been going out of state. We travel across the United States on a weekly basis, moving people, and we've been very fortunate that we haven't had to run into anybody that we've gotten to a location and we haven't been able to unload their belongings and furniture.
That's really great perspective. What should consumers be asking movers during this pandemic when it is time to move or to select that moving company?
That's a great question, and it really doesn't matter just for the pandemic. The questions you need to be asking a mover when you're is, how long have you been in business? Explain all your fees to me. I want to know. I don't want to get to a location and all of a sudden I get this mystery fee that you weren't upfront about. Get it in writing, get your estimate in writing, and make sure you have a moving sales contract. That's all items that a reputable company does. That's what we've been doing for over 30 years. You just want to make sure that once your belongings are on a truck and they're headed to the destination, that once they get to the destination, they're going to be unloaded without any kind of funny business.
And Pete, if we have viewers watching right now and they want to get a hold of you, how can they do so?
twomenjacks.com is the best way, and one of our customer service reps will do a no-cost estimate. They'd be happy to help them and answer any questions they can have on an upcoming move.
Pete, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Stay safe and stay cool out there.
Thank you.
Thank you.